All right, working on the F150 today. Battery keeps going dead. So, but when I hook it up to my charger, it says the battery's so good, it still takes a full charge. So, it makes me think something in this old pickup truck is drawing parasitically. So I've got my multimeter here set up, just clamping the positive lead to the negative terminal of the battery, my negative lead and the negative battery wire. And when I do that, so here's the multimeter. Oops. Okay, so here's my negative lead. I touch it to my negative battery terminal, and you can see this thing's drawing 1.2 to 1.5 amps, and then after about 10 seconds or so, it goes down until it's drawing about 0.2 amps. So I first came over here to my fuse box under the hood, and I just started pulling out fuses and then checking the multimeter to see if there's any change. So right now it's at 0.192, and what happened was when I pulled this 50 amp maxi fuse, or whatever the dumb things are called, this went to 0.009. So then I looked up what is this 50 amp maxi going to. So now you can see jump back to 1.2, and then it goes back down to 0.194. And this 50 amp fuse goes to the box, this box right here. In the book it's called the central junction box. This is just the truck manual. So when I'm looking here, is one of these. Sorry, wrong page. So I'm looking here. So here's my maxi fuses, maxi fuse 103, and it says central junction box. I don't know if you can see that central junction box. So the central junction box is the passenger compartment fuses. And so I started going through these fuses the same way. Now, hard to see under here, I apologize. But same thing, I just started pulling the fuses, and I pulled this 15 amp fuse. And then I look back at my multimeter, and it dropped to 0.058. And so there's a couple other, there's the next fuse down, this 5 ampere. Oop. And that now it goes to 0.014. So for sure those are like the two major culprits. And so we're looking at fuses, I think 14 and 15. So 14 says battery saver relay, interior lamp relay. 15 says stop lamp switch, gem module, RABS module. I don't know what all that is. But what I do know is that it's something on these two, primarily the 15 amp one, that's causing the draw on my battery. So I'm going to keep those fuses out until I figure out exactly what's going on, so that my battery hopefully won't be dead when I check it next couple of days. Now, one other note. So I'm kind of climbing through my driver's side window. What I saw on a different video was that if you were to open the car door while your multimeter is hooked up through your battery, that it could damage or wreck your multimeter, depending on how your car computer is wired, what it triggers when you open the door. So I guess you can disable the door switch. You could probably pull the fuse for the door switch if you knew which one it was to stop that from happening. I just used a chair and just went through the window. And then I just moved the multimeter onto the windshield so I could look at it through the window as I was pulling the different fuses. Don't know what to, yeah. So anyway, maybe that would be helpful to you if you have a parasitic draw on your battery. You think the battery's good, but when the car sits for a day or two, it loses power.